very similar to what Shannon just mentioned. I was actually gonna talk about my students' self-advocacy skills because of the work that we started with. We started with our empathy interviews, where they were able to give us what they felt when dealing with math, when presented with a math problem, especially the panic that they felt when they received a word problem. I have a high level of English language learners, and I lived it. I was one of them, and so I knew the panic that I had sitting back there when you guys were asking the panel up here. It was, I'm sure my kids had that same panic going through them. So when myself and my math coach were asking them the questions for the empathy interview, sorry, and them being able to open up, I don't think they had ever been given that opportunity to say how I really feel about math. Like, they've never had a discussion like that. I don't think they had ever had it with an educator. So seeing them in the classroom and having them now have more the skill set to be able to break down a word problem. I see them circling and underlining what it is that they're focusing on, and you don't really need this. Don't look at this. They'll tell their partners, this is just trying to trick you. This is where the problem is. They're just asking you about this. It doesn't matter how many carts of oranges. They're asking about something completely different. And I was watching this young man work in his group and lead his group in this conversation. That same day, this young man was on the basketball court, and he got into a little bit of
tussle?
Yes, with another young man. And as I pulled him aside, I said, let's talk about what's going on. And I wanted to talk to both young men, obviously. And he says, you remember when we sat in here and you asked me those questions about math? I said, I do. And he says, I think we should do that for this. I said, for what? And he says, like, for this stuff. I said, well, what is this stuff? He says, well, it wasn't really a fight, but kind of like a fight. I said, so you want me to ask you questions on how to better yourself and how to give you supports to become better? And he says, yeah. I said, so from there, I contacted my math training coach, and we are now having empathy interviews for all of my students who have been involved in any type of referral, to gather that data and see how it is that we can better that. So it's not just math focused, but we need to find a way to truly support our kids. And I kid you not, I bowed down to this kid. I said, man, you're truly special. And he's like, are you still gonna call my mom? I said, I'm gonna call your mom, but this is something that I need you to be able to see. That, look at what you had me change my mind and how I was gonna address this situation. So I think it has completely changed my kids, not only myself, but my kids, my staff, and I'm hoping that it changes their life and their community for good.